Hello everyone, today is Friday and Fridays is going to be a review of movies that came out during the week since of course that's what I'm going into, so I thought it'd be a good idea. So the first movie is World War Z. This story revolves around United Nations employee Jerry Lane, who traverses the world in a race against time to stop the zombie pandemic that is toppling armies and governments and threatening to decimate humanity itself. The next one is Monsters University. As a kid, everybody knows what Monsters Inc. is. This is a prequel that stars Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan are an inseparable pair, but that wasn't always the case. From the moments that these two mismatched monsters met, they couldn't stand each other. Monsters University unlocks the door to how Mike and Sully overcame their differences and became the best of friends. By the way, the first movie was from Paramount Pictures, and this one is by Disney and Pixar. And before that movie, there's actually another movie out beforehand. You know how Disney always has their shorts. Well, this movie is by Disney Pixar, and it is just another evening. It is called The Blue Umbrella. It is just another evening commute until the rain starts to fall and the city comes alive to the sound of dripping rain pipes, whistling awnings, and gurgling gutters. And in the midst, two umbrellas, one blue, one not, fall eternally in love. The next one is called The Conjuring, and it's from Warner Brothers. A family encounters spirits living among them in their New England farmhouse. It's just a normal horror film, as I can see. The next ones are going to be all like independent film studios. The first one is called Maniac, and it's by IFC Midnight. Just when streets seem safe, a serial killer with a fetish for scalps is back and on the hunt. Frank is the withdrawn owner of a mannequin store, but his life changes when young artist Anna appears, asking for his help with their new exhibition. As their friendship develops and Frank's obsession escalates, it becomes clear that she has unleashed a long-repressed compulsion to stalk and kill. A 21st century Jack the Ripper set in present-day LA, Frank Calhoun's Maniac, produced by Alexander Aja and composed by Rob of the band Phoenix, is a reboot of the William Lustig cult film considered by many to be the most suspenseful slasher movie ever made. Sounds good. I definitely want to see that, especially since the main character is Elijah Wood. I've always liked Elijah Wood ever since he's done, well, Lord of the Rings, really. The next one is by BBC Films. It's called Spike Island. A rising indie band travels to Spike Island, Cheshire in May of 1990 to see the Stone Roses. That really doesn't tell anything, so I don't know what to think about that movie. But I don't know. We'll have to hear reviews from them, what it's like. The next one is called A Hijacking by Magnolia Pictures. The cargo ship MV Rosen is heading for harbor when it is hijacked by some Somali pirates in the Indian Ocean. Among these on board are the ship's cook, Mikkel, and the engineer, Jan, who, along with the rest of the seamen, are taken hostage in a cynical game of life and death. With the demand of a ransom of millions of dollars, a psychological drama unfolds between the CEO of the shipping company and the Somali pirates. Actually, I don't usually like films like this, but this kind of sounds pretty interesting. Yeah. The next one is called As Cool as I Am. It doesn't have a studio, so we'll see how that goes. A smart teenage girl comes of age in a small town with her self-centered parents who had her when they were teenagers. That's not a film for me, honestly. I've never liked films like that. No, doesn't even sound good to me. The next film is by Phase 4 Films. It's called Alien. A group of friends awaken one morning to find all electricity and power shut off, and an immense alien aircraft hovering in the air above their heads. Suddenly, this regular group of friends is battling to survive as the entire human race is threatened by the alien army hovering ominously above. I've always liked alien invasion movies, so that one sounds really good to me. The next one is another horror movie called The Haunting of Helena. It's by Studio Collective. After a divorce, Sophia moves to the south of Italy with her daughter, Helena. The new home, an apartment within an austere building of facet age, is a chance for them to start a new life. But inside an old storage room hides a mysterious closet and a buried secret. After the loss of Helena's first baby tooth, a chilling obsession begins as an apparition haunts her sleep. Dreams become nightmares, nightmares become reality when Helena collects her classmates' fallen teeth with an urgent hunger. It is clear that there is far more of their new home than can be seen. Sophia finds herself in a terrifying fight to save her child while managing her sanity. The Haunting of Helena will keep you at edge of your seat as it slides in agony along the sharp blade of psychological terror. Creepy. I've never heard of the Collective before, but I'm guessing that they do horror movies. This sounds really creepy, actually. The next one is called Compulsion. It's another Phase 4 film. Compulsion is a psychological thriller starring Heather Graham and Carrie Ann Ross as two women with dark pasts who live in apartments across from one another. Both suffer from various degrees of obsessive disorders and live in slightly skewed worlds of their own making, with images of sumptuous food and sensual enjoyment. The film explores the intimacy between the two through their connection with food, eating disorders, and sex. In a battle of wills, one woman overflows with illusions and fearlessly faces life, while the other withdraws from another and fearlessly faces death. I don't know what to think about this one. This one I like thrillers, but it doesn't really sound like it would be a thriller to me, honestly. I haven't heard of this Phase 4 Films, but they're coming out with a lot of films recently. They might be a new independent studio, so that's kind of exciting. The next one is, once again, a Phase 4 film, and it's called Liars All. On New Year's Eve in London, a group of friends play a provocative game that spins out of control and ends in murder. With a killer on the loose, survivors of the catastrophic evening will learn how far some will go to win a game. Now, Phase 4 Films, it looks like it's going to be all about horror films and psychological thrillers. I guess those are becoming popular again. I mean, I do like thrillers, but not that many in one showing, so I have no idea what to think of all these psychological thrillers coming out. The next one is called Rushlights. It's from Vertical Entertainment. Billy and Sarah, two delinquent teenage lovers from the suburbs of Los Angeles, travel to a small southern town to falsely claim a dead friend's inheritance. The two teens wind up in a nightmare of greed and betrayal when confronted with the twisted and bizarre underworld of Tremo, Texas. If you're from Texas, please tell me how to say it. The next one is an unknown studio, but it's called Break Up at a Wedding. Unknown. Probably it's just like a really small independent studio if it's unknown. So a videographer captures an engaged couple's decision to proceed with a sham wedding after the bride calls off the ceremony and decides to break up with her partner, who secretly hopes that his surprise gift will ultimately change her mind. A normal romantic movie. So, no for me, no. The last movie that came out this week is called Som, from the studio Som Film. Why would you name a movie after your own studio? I don't know. Four sommeliers attempt to pass the prestigious Master Sommelier exam, a test with one of the lowest pass rates in the world. I don't know what that test is. If somebody could tell me, that would be really cool. Just leave it in the comments if you have anything to say. Please rate, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later.